And ultimately we spoke last time I was here, I think, about the condition of the Brijbasis, the inhabitants of Vrindavan, as Akrura was taking Krishna away. And at that time the gopis, in the ecstasy of imminent separation from Krishna, they were praising the good fortune of the residents of Mathura. And what we have read in the pastimes of Krishna in Mathura, everything the gopis predicted is what happened. Because they know what love for Krishna is. And they know what happens when people connect to Krishna's love. Srila Prabhupada is a resident of Vrindavan. He was living at Sevakunj, Radha Damodar, where Krishna performs his eternal Rasa Leela. He knows the sweetness of Krishna. He knows what happens when Krishna touches one's heart. He knows what happens when people sincerely take Krishna and Radha's names. This was his conviction. Beyond all material, inconceivable impossibilities of his mission, he understood wherever he may go in this world, if people taste Krishna, their hearts will transform. And real faith is developed according to how we actually experience Krishna. When we directly experience Krishna, then we have such faith in what could happen to anyone and everybody who makes that connection. So many people were telling Srila Prabhupada, you cannot go there and be successful. The Western world, these people are malechas and they're yavanas and they're so many things. And besides that, it's very cold. But Srila Prabhupada was tasting the sweetness of Krishna in his name. He had the order of his guru, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, and he had his experience. In his prayers of Jaladuta, he writes that Krishna, if people just connect to you, if you bestow your mercy upon them, they will be transformed and happy. So he left Vrindavan. He went even beyond Mathura. And he established new Mathura and new Vrindavan and so many things. That was Prabhupada's face, based on his realization, his experience. And he told us not only to give Krishna to others, but to experience Krishna ourselves. Through our sadhana, through our satsang, through our devotion. When Srila Prabhupada was asked, what can we do to repay you? He asked only two things. He said, just accept what I've given you and share it with others. So the gopis understood what would happen to the pious people of Mathura when they experienced Krishna. And that's what happened. Akrura brought, after bathing in the Yamuna and seeing the spiritual world, Krishna was brought by Akrura, and in the outskirts of Mathura, Nanda Maharaj and the cowherd men had already set up a little camp. And they were waiting for Krishna. Because when Nanda Maharaj and some of the Gopas, the cowherd boy friends of Krishna, originally they were supposed to go with Akrura. Because we've already read, Akrura left first. And they were following. But they saw Akrura was going very fast. So Nanda Maharaj and his people, they decided to take a shortcut, according to Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. Because they're Brijbasis, they're farmers, they know all the shortcuts. And meanwhile, Akrura, when he went to take his bath in Yamuna and he saw the spiritual world, was in ecstasy, and then Krishna and Balaram went to take, they were delayed. So Nanda Maharaj and the Gopas arrived before. And when Krishna saw them, he got off the chariot and wanted to be with his friends and his father. And he told Akrura, you go home and you enter Mathura, and I'll come later with my friends, because I want to be with my friends and my family. And Akrura, he was begging Krishna, how can I leave you here? How could I go alone? I won't say anything to Kamsa. I won't even let anybody know that you're here. Let's just go to my house. And there I will serve you very nicely, and then I'll bring you. And he said it with such devotion. And Krishna accepted his devotion. Well, he said, yes, I will, but I will come to your house after. He said, let me be with my family. And you go ahead, and you could tell Kamsa everything, that your mission is successful, and I will come tomorrow. So Krishna and his Akrura left, and Krishna was with the Brijbasis. And then he and Balaram, surrounded by some of the little cowherd boyfriends, decided to enter Mathura themselves. And when they came, they first came to a shop where there was a washerman. This particular washerman was washing and preparing the clothes for Kamsa, the king. Krishna, Balaram, and their friends, they knew this. But Krishna wanted to give him a chance. So Krishna entered the little washerman's home, his shop, and said, please give me nice clothes. That's all. And if you give me nice clothes, I will give you so much happiness. The washerman, here he was given the opportunity to render personal loving service to the Supreme Absolute Truth, the personality of Godhead. The all-attractive Lord was standing right before him as Krishna and Balaram. This is the power of Maya. Can you imagine the beauty of Krishna's form standing right before you, smiling, asking for some cloth? But because of his association with Kamsa, he was not able to appreciate Krishna. Similarly, Krishna is not different than his name. How is it that we're chanting Krishna's name and we're not feeling happiness sometimes? Naham prakasha sarvasya, Krishna tells in Gita. By the power of Yoga Maya, we are covered. Yoga Maya is expansion of Mahamaya. He became angry. He said, what impudent, foolish children you are. These clothes belong to Kamsa, the king. Who are you? My king is a great majestic ruler. And you're just coming out of the forest covered with all, spending the day in the dust and the dirt with cows. And you are asking for the king's garments? For this audacity, you should be arrested, punished, and killed. He was very angry. He was screaming at Krishna and Balaram. So Krishna, with the tips of his little tender fingers, he touched the washerman's head, and it was separated from its body. Hare Krishna. He was liberated. He had already lost his head, so Krishna was... Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat that this washerman, in his previous lives, thousands of births, he worshipped the Supreme Lord with the benediction to see him. Krishna actually came to him to fulfill his benediction. Can you imagine? This person did austerities. He practiced very difficult yoga with the ambition to see God. So Krishna fulfilled. Yes, you have paid the price. Now you can see me. But even lifetimes and lifetimes for this purpose, because of his association with Kamsa and Kamsa's people, he couldn't recognize the very fulfillment of his desires. Yayatamam prapadyante. Krishna reveals himself according to how we perceive him and we approach him. So he was liberated. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains in this way. That in the association of sincere devotees, with the proper attitude, when we see Krishna, we become happy. Otherwise, Krishna tells in Gita, for those who love me, bhaktya-tvanani yashakya aham evam vidorajana. For those with devotion, I reveal myself, just like I'm standing before you, Arjuna. And they love me, and they feel my love. But without that devotion, Kamsa was seeing Krishna. The washermen were seeing Krishna, but they were not feeling happy. They were feeling miserable. They were feeling fear. But Krishna gave that washerman liberation anyway. And then Krishna put on the clothes. Very good lesson. Krishna's going to take everything we have anyway. This is a lesson for all of us. It's not just a washerman 5,000 years ago. Everything we have, Krishna's going to take it. He's either going to take it when we offer it to him with love, or he's going to take it at the time of death. What can you take with you at the time of death? Only your karma. Nothing else. Manaso deho geho jokya. Bhakti Vinod Thakur prays, my Lord, my body, my home, my family, my wealth, my abilities, everything I have is yours. I surrender it all to you because it's yours. You see, surrender is not some very, very mystical conception. Surrendering to Krishna is just being honest. Bhoktaram jagatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram. Krishna's the proprietor of everything that exists. The intelligence of the intelligent, the abilities. He's Lakshminath. He's the Lord of Lakshmi. Whatever we have is his. Surrender is just reciprocation. Krishna, this is yours. Let me please you. And by pleasing Krishna, samsiddhir haritoshanam, we attain the ultimate happiness, ever-increasing ecstasy. So either we could do that, or Krishna's going to take it away anyway, as he did for the washerman. And he put on the clothes. He put on Kamsa's clothes.